Well, the Minnesota House has passed a bill requiring all high-rise apartments to have fully operational sprinklers by the year 2033. As Charmaine Nero tells us, the 2019 deadly fire at Cedar High Apartments prompted lawmakers to take action.
I knew all the 5 individuals we lost.
Almost a year and a half after a deadly fire at the Cedar High Apartments in Minneapolis, a bill first proposed by Representative Mohammed Nur following the tragedy is moving forward after the House voted to approve it Monday. The legislation would require buildings 75 feet or higher to have fully operational sprinklers by August 1st, 2033.
This bill came up just a pre-COVID-19 pandemic.
A DPS investigation found sprinklers could have prevented the 5 deaths at the Cedar High Apartments.
And I think the message was clear that building needs to be prioritized.
Many older high-rise buildings across the state were built before fire codes require sprinkler systems.
And as far as we're aware of, there's 69 buildings, and more than a third of those buildings are in the Twin Cities.
18 out of 42 high-rise buildings in the Minneapolis Public Housing Authority currently have sprinklers in place or active installation projects. This month, the City Council Housing Committee approved a $1 million grant agreement to install sprinkler systems at 4 locations, including the Cedar High Apartments.
There's a reminder for me every single day where that apartment where the original fire still boarded, and you can see the signs of fire.
Representative Nur is now hoping this bill will advance to the governor's desk. In Minneapolis, Charmaine Nero, KARE 11 News.
The bill did pass by a 103 to 30 vote. It will now head to the Senate.